so it's time to explore the first fires. Let's gather our party and move into the first fires. 15 minutes from Couple Lane to first fires. Cool, cool, cool. Ba, ba, doo-doo. Okay. Let's take a look at the map.
You have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Love the banter. And so, first fires, we got Ducal Palace, we got exits to Ondra's Gift, Heritage Hill, Brackenbury, we got Temple of Woodica, where we're heading, and we got the Walian Embassy. So first up, let's go to the Ducal Palace. We'll do them in order, 1, 2, 3. I feel like this will continue our main quest.
Infighting, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
As I was saying, I feel like this will continue our main quest, so we'll do that one last. So first Ducal Palace, then the Walian Embassy, and last the Temple of Woodica. So one thing at a time. Let's explore the whole section. So we got someone called Sidley. Okay, let's speak to her.
How do you do?
Any news to share, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? What's the Ducal Palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Admeth Hedrick declared freedom for Adarian rule some 150 years ago. It's also a hotbed of regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you will find in any tavern or brothel in the city. Ah, Direwood politics. It changed too quickly to be worth keeping up with. Better to strike up a conversation in the taverns than to loiter inconspicuously in the palace corridors. Looking for news? Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay is not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. What goes on in here? Where to start? We got meetings, public hearings, ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, we have a shrine devoted to Magran, official records and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Tell me about the shrine of Magran. It's a symbol of Magran's protection of Defiance Bay. She is represented the revolutionary spirit of Direwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burn, but Firga, the tranquil ardent, has had trouble keeping them lit. What kinds of records are stored here? Mostly dull official stuff, census count, tax records, militia registers. Now I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half of the records. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Avar Been meeting with some of the city leaders for a week now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away. But a lot of the talk concerns animancy, so there's a good reason they're keeping the meetings behind closed doors. The legacy. Waidwen's legacy, that's what a lot of people call the rash of Hollowborn. The theory goes that it's punishment for meddling in animancy. Why is animancy so controversial? Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy birth. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Ingwithan relics that were illegally looted from ruins in Air Glenfath. What are Hollowborn? You really are fresh from the road. Hollowborn are children born without souls. They often don't live for very long, and those that do have generally received some kind of treatment from animancers. So, what do you think about animancy? Me? I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the gift of couple lane who spent the copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. Breaks your heart, but there's usually nothing we can do for them. I see. I'd like to ask about something else. Anyway, the legacy is what the politicians have all been whispering about lately. Of course, I always got my ear to the ground. Tell me about the current Duke. That would be Eivor Wolfgren. Don't let the title fool you. Our dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Eivor rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is what the Defiance Bane needs. Okay, goodbye. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Okay, we got guards. So this should be like the temple. Stone figure of a warrior gazes towards a raised hand. Its empty palm fingers are blackened. So we got Firga, the one who is responsible for keeping
Gods
fires
keep you.
lit. Praise to Megan and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? You seem upset. What's wrong? This is about the fires, isn't it? They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. The fires? The sacred pyres all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city, holding up empty braziers. I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now. And people need to see them more than ever these days. What does that mean? It's my devotion and prayers that keep them lit, but lately when I try to pray, all I can think about are the hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. How could Magran allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from soulless childs? What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fire don't wither because she lacks in faith. They wither because she does not understand how the faithful to a whore. How to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services, and Magran is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Magran's womanly heat. And this has shaken your faith? But I believe Magran may be speaking to me again. Lately I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color, strange falls that seem to rise to the heavens even while they splash into the earth. And behind the falls is a cave filled with fire, heat, and danger, and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how I get there, I have been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognized the description. To be honest though, I don't know what I'd do even if I found a place. Worthless, like so many of Magran's flock. Afraid of her god's tests. If Magran speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to the hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. I'd like to know more about the temple here. Magran is the most revered goddess among our dire woodens. So it's no surprise that her temple is a part of the Ducal Palace. Her fires symbolize trials, revolutions, and the blazing of a new path, all of which are important to us. This is the first of the sacred pyres. When this is lit, so are the rest around the city. Something else. What's the significance of the sacred pyres? They symbolize Magran's power and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance may need to be assured of her presence. Our neighbors in the Wayland Republic see us as superstitious, but we are just sensitive to the signs and warnings of the gods. Okay, goodbye. Nice to meet you. Oh, we got the new quest. No. Yeah, there. Cinders of Faith. Travel to the cave from Fergus vision. Okay. So I have to help her. We can do that. It's stealing, so let's not do that. What's behind this door? Need a proper key. Only people with official invitation are allowed to observe the animancy hearings. Okay. So Hall of Records first. Noble. Records Keeper. Say, speak.
Good day, stranger.
Yes, is there something I can pull for you? I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to find out what happened to someone. We have had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we have had to bar access to the public. Seems there is still quite a number of folk in Direwood who bear ill will towards Red Serans. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps if we were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different, but I have no reason to suspect you to be different from others. Might? Or... well, this one kind of confirms what he says about us. I have no reason to suspect you're any different from others. So we have come a long way. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side he fought for. You must understand, I have heard many such stories. I'm afraid there is nothing I can do for you. Ooh. Kinda want to. Let's find out. We got a quick load. In the Duke's Palace? I can assure you that you do not. Besides, without my assistance, you'll be stifling through scrolls for years. I kinda want us not to use that one, in case he will be angry at us later. Let's quick load and talk to him again.
Well met, friend.
Okay.
Of course.
We got a side exit. Let's go this way. I wonder if we'll leave the building or if we come to a different place. We left the building.
Your brother, did you and he
Yeah.
get along?
Left the building.
Too. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
My own brothers and sisters are doing very well for themselves, back in Takoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
Let's check out the next building. So we got Vicent Agasti. So it's stealing. Let's not steal anything. We have to get our reputation high. Oh, this is not stealing. It's not nailed down, so let's take it. Let's talk to this guy. Agasti. Ooh. Let's start a new construction. Finished in 1 day, 17 hours. What's next? The Bailey. Yep, let's do the Bailey. Okay, we need to build barracks to defend ourselves as well.
Greetings!
So who are you? Agasti, what can this humble servant of the republics do for you? Tell me about the Walian republics. They are rich in all ways, in wealth, in style, in culture. If you were to go to the republics, you would not want to leave. Why would you? The people are beautiful and charming. I'm here because the Sangreda Ducala wishes it. But when my appointment is done, I will be on the first ship out. I will sing from here to Salona. If there's nothing else, I must return to my duties. What do you do here? As the Valian ambassador, my job is to ensure trade with the Dire will remain strong and profitable. Okay, farewell, farewell. Didn't get any new quests, but I might think that we will visit him during a quest line. Why would they enter this building if it weren't
The archipelago.
like that?
The mountain halls of these northern dwarves? Plenty.
Oh, this would be our Church of Woodica. Dear Woodens. Probably the first thing we burned during the Revolution.
Praise to
Hope
the
you do.
exiled queen. May her crown be restored and her justice prevail. Come to pay your respects to the queen that was.
A ghost hovers in the middle of the ruins, reciting blessings and prayers. Even as the spirit's form shifts and swirls, it retains the face of an elder man and robes that mark wealth and status. It turns to you. Who are you?
Lord Ardwellen Rugform III, and pleased to make your acquaintance. I came to the Deerwood on one of the first ships from Adia, and unlike the yokels and hut dwellers around here, I still keep to the old ways.
It's truly a pity to see what the locals have done to Wodica's house of worship. I was told I find a temple of Wodica here.
And so you did. These savage colonists may have burned it down, but worship of the Oathbinder is alive and well. These stairs lead to the main sanctum.
What stairs?
These stairs, of course. The sanctum was always below ground, adjacent to the catacombs, so it wasn't destroyed by the fires.
Tell me where I find an entrance to these catacombs.
There are various entrances throughout Defiance Bay, but I dare say the easiest to reach is in Copper Lane. I haven't been to that part of town in ages, but as I recall, it's somewhere near the southern gate.
Okay, we have visited the catacombs. Yeah, we will go down and search the catacombs when we have visited all 5 sectors of the city. We're only at the second one at the moment. So what are you doing?
Worshipping Woodica, the exiled queen and Oathbinder. I come every day to offer my devotion. I'd love nothing more than to book passage back to Adia, but it is my Emperor's wish that I serve in these barbaric lands. And so I do.
Okay, I'd like to know more about Woodica.
A queen among the gods. She oversees laws and oaths. Everything has a rightful place, and Woodica watches over them all.
Okay.
Of course, not everyone accepts this. Even among the other gods, her authority is questioned. But Woodica is also goddess of memory and vengeance, and she remembers. She'll remember every slight and trespass when she reclaims her throne.
You know that you're a ghost, right?
I beg your pardon? Is this some sort of joke where you come from?
I'm serious, just look at yourself.
A madhouse. That's what this town really needs.
Yeah. Okay, goodbye. You're right, looked almost like you lost your footing for a minute. It happens from time to time. Oh, you really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to speak to souls. Usually such individuals become elders, or lone set of tracks in the snow. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. Oh, neither am I. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd be picked to travel far in search for something great, but even these gifts come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Oh, don't worry about him. He just likes doing that from time to time. Seems to cheer him up, so I'll just let him. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Every time he goes a little strange in the face, I try to see if I can hear anything. It hasn't worked so far. If I can get him to tell you what the spirit said.
Hey,
Okay, find a way into the Temple of Woodica. Okay, so we have to traverse the catacombs to get into the temple, because these seem sealed shut. So we got 3 sectors left: Brackenbury, Underskrift, and Heritage Hill. I think we'll start at Heritage Hill and work our way south. That's up this way. Let's speed up. Oh, misclick, misclick. Pum 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 pa da 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 da. Okay, so next up is Heritage Hill. That will be in the next episode, so please like and subscribe and watch our playthrough of Pillars of Eternity when we visit Heritage Hill. and discover or explore everything that Heritage Hill has to offer. So thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next episode.